In this video I'd like to talk about why I chose the BMW M240i over some of its rivals. Now there are many cars that can be considered rivals to the BMW M240i, but the first one is the most obvious. It's the BMW M140i. Many people see these cars as the same car, and to be honest I think I do as well. However, the two body styles means that they have inherent advantages and disadvantages relative to each other that I think warrant further discussion. Both cars use BMW's 3-litre 6-cylinder B58 engine. It's actually in a unique state of tune for both the 1 Series and 2 Series of this generation, giving it around 20 horsepower more than any other iteration found in any other model at the time. The motor is rated at 340 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. However, as stated in my previous video, this is likely to be underrated. Many 140s and 240s have been shown to produce figures north of 350 horsepower when put on a dyno. Whilst it cannot be understated that the M140i is the far more practical and therefore useful car to most people, as a pure performance machine, the M240i is superior. This is because the M240i has the lighter and stiffer chassis of the two cars. Being a two-door coupe, there's just less flex in the chassis, and it also gets additional chassis stiffening over the 5-door M140i. There is the caveat that the 3-door M140i does have the additional bracing under the rear axle that the M240i already has, but that car exists between the two, whereby it doesn't quite have the practicality of the 5-door M140i or the good looks of the M240i. Regardless, the M240i remains stiffer than both versions of the M140i, and that gives it a better foundation for the suspension, which in turn gives the 240i better dynamics when pressing on a back road. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I genuinely do believe that of the two cars, the M140i is far more usable. However, when I think of a performance BMW, to my mind it has to be a coupe. Now, having run a 230i for several years prior to this car, I know that a coupe fits into my life fairly easily. So going to a 240i was the next logical step. Had I needed a more practical car at that time, I absolutely would have gone for a 140, no hesitation. Given that I wanted the car to be my fun car, and I also had plans to modify it almost immediately, to me the 240i is just a more handsome and more appealing package for this kind of treatment. Though, as stated earlier, where the cars are so similar, either car is an extremely versatile platform for these kinds of modifications. You really can't go wrong with either the M140i or M240i. It really is just a matter of lifestyle, taste and circumstances. For me, the dynamic advantage of the M240i coupled with a better looking package meant it was a no-brainer for me. I hope you enjoyed this video and expect more videos on the other cars I considered ahead of me buying the M240i. If you did, please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below telling me what you drive and the other cars that were on your shortlist. Thanks for watching and take care.